welcome back to the Fishing Doctor's Adventures. Today is my first day out fishing in British Columbia for the 25-26 season, and today we're going to head up to a small lake that I haven't fished in several years. It actually winter killed a few years ago, but it's apparently back, and maybe better than ever. Train. Have you ever seen that sign before? It says no turn because of train. I guess it's because it's a single road. This is a very long train. And there you go. We're here at the lake, so let's get my stuff out and get out there. It's a beautiful morning. I'm out at my spot. It's a beautiful day today. It's right around -1. No wind. I hope the fish are biting. It's nice and cloudy. Snowstorm had come through yesterday. I'm gonna pop some holes. Hopefully I can find this structure that I fished before. So I'll put a JawJacker down and maybe we'll get some cameras set up underwater and then get some fish. I'm going to check my depths with the Markham, but I think I nailed it. First couple holes, no weeds. And then I drilled the next couple. Weeds came out, so I think those are on top of the hump. If you're drilling really in shallow, sometimes the weeds come up when you drill a hole. When it's early ice, they're still standing up. Good indicator that you're in a weedy area. And sometimes that holds like the scuds and leeches and snails, stuff they eat. Fish like swimming through that stuff up shallow. It's hard to fish in sometimes. You just want to be right on the edge of it. And the fish will cruise the edges too. So actually all these first few holes I drilled were like 2.5, 3 feet deep. And then the second to last one like 3-4 feet deep. And the one right after that was 5 to 6 feet deep. So I'm gonna set this up right in the 5 to 6 feet deep, right on the edge of those weeds. Let the JawJacker do the fishing for us today. I got the Jigging JawJacker with the tooth wheel on it right there. And I have I just tied on like a little vampire blob. It's got like blue and black and a green head. I've never caught a fish in this black one yet, so we'll see if it works here. The Jigging JawJacker is great if you live in like a milder climate or you want to use it inside a tent that's heated. If you're fishing in really cold temperatures and the line is freezing in the hole, it doesn't work as well, because if the line freezes in the hole, the jigging action, you know, it's gone, because the line just gets held in that frozen position. It's powered with 3 AA batteries. Has a little motor that powers a wheel. It comes with 3 wheels, a really aggressive one, big jig, tooth wheel that's like a moderate jig, and just a really fine jig wheel. It's called the wiggle wheel. Let's get it set up and get it down there enough to chatting around. And then we've got to find the fish. Gonna pop some more holes on this structure and maybe out a little deeper, because the fish aren't up on this ledge, because I got here a little late. It's like 10 a.m. They might be out just off the structure in a little bit deeper water. Well, that didn't take long. I drilled one hole and got this fish. He's all tangled up in the weeds. It's a nice brook trout. Nice brookie. I seriously picked up the auger, drilled one hole, and boom, brook trout. Well, he liked that little vampire thing. Look at that beautiful brook trout. We'll see how long this one takes to go off again. There's my bell. I didn't even hear the bell go off. I saw it jump up though. Oh, it just came off. That was a bigger one. That was a bigger one. Oh, it's gonna be a good day. Good day. The Jigging JawJacker's on fire. For the guys who see I make too much noise on the ice, that's meanwhile I'm drilling holes 20 feet away and JawJacker's going off, so you really can't make too much noise. I know there's snow on the ice. There's about 5 inches of ice, but that sound will transmit really well. And trout don't seem to mind a whole lot of noise. Sure, if you're jumping right on top of the ice, you might scare them off, but in the end, the noise, they hear it, they're curious. Trout just cruise around, they come check things out, so noise is not an absolutely contraindicated thing when trout fishing. He didn't get it that time. I got the bait that time. So having a JawJacker is so critical because while I was getting set up, I had the opportunity to catch 3 fish when this thing was fishing for me. It's a bonus. I know in BC you're only allowed 1 rod, unfortunately, in the winter. In the summertime they can use 2 when you're in a boat alone, which doesn't really make sense. If you're fishing on the ice, you can only use 1. It'd be nice if they changed that rule, because then you could use a JawJacker all the time. Have 2 lines ice fishing like many other provinces and states, which would be beneficial when kids are out and people who aren't as skilled at fishing and just want to catch a fish. You know, not everyone catches tons of fish, so the opportunity to have 2 lines would really benefit the general public fishing in the winter, because it's tough. You know, you drill 1 or 2 holes, and if the fish aren't around that 1 hole, having a second line in a different location, you know. Oh, there you go. Oh, little guy, little. That's a fresh stalker. That's how big they grow from fingerling size to right now. It's only about 6 inches. Goodbye. Put a camera down there because it'd be interesting to watch some fish swim around. Okay, now that I have the camera down there, I can see we're like right on the edge of the weeds, tall standing weeds. And I saw a couple big rainbow trout come by, and they're not really interested in biting. They just kind of swung by and took off. And a brook trout came by and nipped at it twice really softly. So they're kind of in a off mood right now. They might just like the stationary JawJacker, but the movement is probably bringing them in. Definitely when the brook trout came around, oh, here comes one. Oh, 2. Oh, here comes. Is he gonna bite it? He's got it. He's got it. He's got it. He's gonna set it off. He's got it. He dropped it. Here comes another one. Oh, he had it. I might have it set too tight. They're just not biting it that hard today. There are lots of fish down there. Rainbows, brook trout cruising. So I'm gonna get my lapel mic, get some rods set up, and we'll try different things, get some underwater action, because we're like seriously right on the very edge of the weeds, and those fish are just cruising the weed edge, picking off this blob. I think this is a bigger fish. That one really was bent over. Feels like a bigger fish. Let's see how my drag is set. A little tight. A little loose now. Oh, so it's a bow. It's rainbow trout. Those little penasks, they fight so well. You're not allowed to keep fish over 50 centimeters anymore, so this guy's under, so I'll probably keep him. And he's probably about a 16-inch fish. That's a good size to keep. Smaller brook trout. Oh, he's fighting decent. It's a little bigger brook trout. On the camera, he looked a little smaller, but he's a decent one. Yeah, beauty. Look at that. This one is nice. He doesn't have the black spots on him, so I'll probably keep that one. So I loosened up the trigger on that JawJacker, and it seems to be working now. Oh, there goes by a big two nice brook trout. Gotta get down there. They're swimming by constantly. This is the key about being in the right place at the right time. Sometimes being in the right place, it's a matter of a few feet. You know, these fish are swimming right on the edge of this weed edge, and you'll see in the underwater video what I mean. The weeds are right here, my hook is right here, and it's open water there, like standing weeds right where I'm standing, but my hook is right on the outside. It's amazing. if you can hole place like that, it's worth drilling holes to get right on the right spot. Oh, here comes a big bull. Oh, here he comes back. That's a big bull. He's messing with the camera. There's some big trout swimming around the camera. The camera's swinging all over the place. Oh, here he comes, here he comes. Oh, that's a nice big bull. He looked at it and then he thought otherwise. Oh, there's a little brookie. Good, it missed it. Oh no, he's gonna get it. Oh shoot. There is so much bug gunk in the water, just tons of Daphnia, little insects. It's amazing that blob sticks out, but they seem to like it. I wonder if I put down a different color, if they would be eating it just the same. Maybe I'll switch up colors, but I really want to get a jigging rod down there and do some jigging action with different lures so you guys can see how different lures work. So we know the black blob and chartreuse head works. Now I'm going to try a pink blob and see if it gets the same amount of attention. And I have olive blobs. I might try one of those afterwards. I just want to see like if the fish interact differently with the different colors. I know you guys like doing little tests. This will be our test today. We'll trial a bunch of blobs. I got all different colors, so we can put them down there and see how the fish like them with a little piece of mealworm like that. And the best thing about having two rods set up, which you always should, is if one gets set off or broken off, you can always change things up quick. You just grab the other one and put it down, and then you're not wasting valuable fishing time. Oh, look, one came like right away. Oh, here he comes. Small brookies. Small brookies. I'm gonna buzz. Oh, little brook. As soon as it went down, the thing is that the bright pink like shows up really well. That dark black, it's like more of a natural subdued tone. They see it, but this pink or white, man, it pops so well down there. You can see it so well. I think a fish already has it. Yeah, a little brook trout has it. Oh, it's gonna come back. Oh, shoot. Little guy. Little tiny ones like it. Oh, you got it, or whatever. Grow up big. Catch you in a couple years. So the pink is really hot. They couldn't even get away from the JawJacker. Couldn't even get the JawJacker set. They were already biting it. Okay, there we go. It's back down. Let's see how long this lasts. It's tough. There's so many small fish mixed in, but big fish are coming around. I saw a few nice big rainbows. So we're near a high traffic area. You're gonna get all sizes, not just the big ones always. So you gotta fish through the small ones. I'm gonna turn the jigger off for a minute and we'll see how it works without the jigging action. We'll loosen the trigger off way off, so it's like super light. There we go. We'll try without the jigger now, because that rainbow, he grabbed it like 3 times, but he spit it out each time without setting the trigger. So we'll see if they hit it when it's not moving. Oh. Not a very big fish. I think it's a little brook trout. Well, he likes that little blob. Just stationary. I set the JawJacker off. I mean the jigging JawJacker off. Sometimes the brook trout, they really like it moving. Other days they'll hit the stationary JawJacker. Actually, they usually like the stationary JawJacker, but they really like movement. They're hyper in tune to any movement. And brook trout, they'll just, anytime there's a little bit of movement, they get more aggressive. Rainbows really like just swimming around and scooping up bugs, but brook trout really like chasing things. You know, where they're from, in their range, they kind of, a lot of times are piscivorous, eating fish, so they love chasing stuff. So far, this pink blob is working great too. Let's get it set back up. Okay, so either things cooled off with that JawJacker not moving, or the fish just stopped biting. I haven't been watching the camera, but I brought 3 different types of lures to try. Tungsten jig, so jigs, very basic ice fishing lure, works amazing. Don't ever overlook a jig, it's a huge asset. A spoon, this is a circle tackle tungsten jig that I tied some blob material on, so I'm combining fly and tungsten with that one right there. This one is a frostbite dinner bell. It's got green and purple on it with a little red bell in the middle. And this one is a frostbite tantrum, and that's the small size. It's only like 1 inch long. I think they like eating small stuff in this lake. So I'm gonna try each one of those presentations and see if we can't catch some fish on them, and see it on the underwater camera and see how they react to them. Because we already know they like the blob, they like it stationary, and they like it on the jigging JawJacker. So we'll get rid of that and we'll get to fishing like this. Oh, there's one already, a little brook trout. I got him. Oh my, on that tantrum. Look how aggressive they are. Right now we're going to talk about choosing a lure and what lures to use for trout fishing. There are more so like classifications of lures. So let's just talk about my favorite like top 5 lures for ice fishing rainbow trout or brook trout, cutthroat trout, basically any kind of trout that swims underwater. Brown trout, they all eat these kind of baits, right? So depending on the lake, the forage in the lake will more so dictate what kind of lure you're using. So do a little research, find out what the fish are kind of eating in that lake, and that will really help with your, you know, narrowing the spectrum of what kind of lures you're going to use. But if you have no clue, there are a few simple ways that I like to approach a lake with, which really help you target in on what kind of lure to use and what kind of presentation to use when you're just trying to get started on a new lake and find a bait that works for a fish. So I would say the 5 main types of lures that I use are spoons or flutter spoons. The next one I use is flies. I actually use a lot of flies for trout in the winter, like beadhead nymphs, leech patterns, micro leeches, ice flies, blobs. They all work really well. And then the next classification is jigs, like tungsten jigs, lead-headed jigs. And sometimes they're just bare with bait, like a piece of worm. And other times they're skirted with like a piece of rubber or skirted with some marabou or flashabou. That really attracts the fish and works really well. The next class, did I say spoons? I love flutter spoons. They work amazing. If I didn't already say that, they are one of my favorite to use. And then also body baits, like this type of rattle bait, which is a tantrum. There's also like slab wraps, different types of rapalas that work. And these are the main types of lures. That's only 4 types of lures. Is there a 5th type of lure I use? I use just a bare hook with bait, but that's not really a lure. I guess soft plastics and swim baits is a type of class in itself. So these are the rubbers with like a swimming tail, and you could consider that a different type of lure that is an addition onto a jig, but it really can be its own separate class. You could kind of say that because when you're using a jig, you're not always using a soft plastic with a swim tail. So it is something to add and changes the presentation a lot. And I'll tell you how I fish them and the best way to catch fish with them. Another little guy. Man, these little brook trout love this little tantrum. Okay. Oh, I just got one. It was just dropping down. The tantrum was just dropping down and he inhaled it. It didn't even get into the camera screen. He just inhaled the tantrum, ran away with it. That's a bigger one. The tantrum is on fire. But since I'm primarily fishing British Columbia, a lot of what I say might be particular to British Columbia, which has pretty restrictive ice fishing rules as compared to a lot of other areas. So always check the regulations in your area and on the lake you're fishing, because some lakes have lake-specific regulations before you go fishing. Not all lakes are open to ice fishing, and each different lake can have different regulations in itself, okay? Like different amounts of fish that you can keep, different sizes of fish you can keep, different baits you can use, different hooks you can use. Some places in British Columbia, if it doesn't specify the hook, you're allowed to use trebles, okay? Treble hooks, and you can use barbs. But if the lake specifies a single hook, then you're only allowed to use a single hook. And if it specifies single barbless, then you're definitely only allowed to use barbless hooks and single hook, okay? So depending on what lake you're fishing, make sure you check the regulations to get that information down first, because that really controls what you're going to be able to fish on that lake. So let's start at the most restrictive. If you're fishing a single barbless hook, then definitely pinch the barbs in your hook, and you're going to be limited to one hook point on your lure. Jigs and flies. You can also switch out the treble hook on your spoons, and you can even put a single hook if you want on a little tantrum, but it's not going to be as effective. So usually in fishing a single hook lake, I'm going to use a lure that is made specifically for a single hook, like a jig. It's just going to be more effective, and you're going to have better success. When using lures that have trebles or come with trebles, like the spoons or tantrums, they actually are more effective and work better with a treble on it. I would say, sure, some guys change it out to singles, but usually when they change it out to a single, they put a larger single hook, and it's more damaging to the fish, like eye injuries, brain injuries. So I don't like changing out to big Siwash hook. I'd rather have those little trebles, which some guys think do a lot of damage, but not really. They come out really easy. They penetrate really minimally because it's such a small treble. Like the treble on this little tiny tantrum is so tiny. It barely penetrates anything. And a lot of times the big trout actually break these small trebles on these hooks. So you got to change out the trebles to a little bit heavier gauge. If you're fishing the other lakes, then you can use anything you want. So currently I'm fishing a lake that you can use any hook, like you can use trebles. So you saw initially when I started the day, oh, here comes one. Oh, he grabbed it. I just stung him and I saw him swim away. I was a little bit bigger brook trout. He came in and he ate it. I was just tapping that tantrum right on the spot, and he just slowly came up to it and ate it, but I didn't get a hook in him. When I'm using a hand rod, mostly when I start fishing, I like using aggressive searching patterns. I'm just trying to see fish if they're coming in a hot mood. So I usually grab a bait like a tantrum, which is a rattle bait, which sends off a lot of vibration, a lot of sound. It's a bigger body, it's bright, attracts fish. They may not be as willing to bite it always, but at least it helps you to identify fish in the area. And then if that's not working, you can switch it up to something like a flutter spoon. My go-to has always been like a slender spoon, and now I like using the frostbite tackle. Dinner bells work really well. It's a different type of flutter spoon, and when you're just tapping it on spot, it has that little blade in the middle that kind of keeps flicking and attracts the attention of the fish. So blade spoons that flutter really nicely, they send a lot of flash, a lot of vibration. They're really good searching patterns, and if fish are in an aggressive mood, they'll come in aggressively and eat it. Sometimes they'll just come look at it and swim away. In those instances, if you're attracting fish to the hole, but they aren't really biting, then you're going to have to either downsize your presentation, like go to a smaller spoon or a smaller tantrum. And if that doesn't work, then you can downsize to a more gentle or subtle presentation, which is usually like a jig. A jig with a piece of worm, or leave it really stationary with a little movement once in a while. And when they come, just leave it still, and they usually eat it, or sometimes just dead still. Some guys fish it just with a float or on a dead stick JawJacker. If they're not hitting a jig and you need to go even smaller, that's when I downsize or switch to something like a blob or something like a fly, like a balanced leech, olive, black, or brown, something like that, with a little bit of flashabou, really minimalistic, really narrow, thin pattern. Tip it with a small piece of mealworm or piece of shrimp, and just let it sit there with very little motion. Sometimes slowly raising this fly and just slowly letting it fall works really well. So that's typically how I fish those flies, or just completely dead stick. So that is the top 4. And remember I said there's that 5th kind of one, the addition, is the rubber swim baits. And I have some by Dynamic Lures, and I'm going to try one a little later. They work really well. It's not as aggressive as a rattle bait, so it doesn't send out as much vibration. So when fish are not quite as aggressive and you need more subtle presentation, although it's a little bit bigger, so if you're fishing murky water, dark conditions, it gets seen, but it's not as aggressive that it like chases the fish off like a rattle bait or a flutter spoon. Nothing's clanking around. And sometimes that little tail action just gets them interested enough to bite. So different, oh, here he comes again, a big brook trout. Oh, he didn't, he just swam right by. Okay, so they're not really into this rattle bait, as I suspected, the big fish. The little ones will bite it. But the big ones, they're just big brookie just swam by, and a big rainbow just swam by, and they both didn't touch it. So at least we talked about it. I got underwater footage of fish biting it and fish swimming by it. So let's switch to the next presentation. Okay, so next we're gonna try this frostbite dinner bell. And you see it's got treble hook, barbed hook. It's a little bit bigger than that tantrum I was using. So I'm gonna put bait on this one because it works well with bait, and see if we can get a big fish on it. Flutter spoons I fish really aggressively. I jig a lot, I let them flutter down, and then I'm just tapping them, wiggling them all the time. Even when the fish are there, I'm just constantly jiggling it so that treble hook is just kind of fluttering below. I don't usually let it completely still. It seems like the fish kind of turn off it, but if you keep it moving and keep it moving away from them, like pulling it up in there in the screen or on your sounder, they usually bite. So keep that wiggling, and usually if they won't bite it when it's wiggling, then they're not going to be hitting spoons at all. So you'll have to switch to a lighter, more gentle presentation. But it's only like later in the season when the conditions aren't as well, like the oxygen concentrations in the feeding zones aren't as good. Then they'll come in first thing in the morning and first thing in the evening, and then they'll buzz off the rest of the day to some place that feels better to them. So, but early ice season, the fish they're heavily feeding, so it's a good time of year to get out ice fishing. The spoon is not bringing the fish in, so that's why a lure that can work really good some days, like spoon, is basically my favorite lure to start with and to search with. And some days it just seems to scare the fish off rather than bring them in. So if it's not working, usually those are the days when jigs or flies work the best. Oh. Oh, there's one. Oh, we got one there. I don't know if he's gone. He's still there. What is he? Now he's pulling. What do we got? He wasn't pulling. What do we got here? Ooh, what is that? Rainbow? Yeah. Panask. They're so pretty. He's gonna go back down the hole. Look at that. He released himself. Okay, that didn't take long. Jigging JawJacker back down, and boom. They really don't like that spoon. It's more of a subtle day where they like the flies and the jigs. We did the pink blob, did the black blob. Now I got an olive blob with a chartreuse head. So I'm gonna put this one down there for a bit and see if they like it too. And then we'll do a little discussion on JawJackers, because it's just such a beautiful day. And we should really talk about JawJackers, because they catch a lot of fish. Like a lot of fish for me and a lot of fish for a lot of other people. So if you're an ice fisherman and you don't have one, I'm going to tell you why you need one. So stick around. One day I'll try different things, maybe try it out. I just don't get water on here. I always pull it away from the hole when I'm reeling in a fish and make sure that water isn't... Oh, there we go. We got one right behind us. See how I move that away from the hole and then reel in the fish? Brookie jumps right out of the hole. It's on the green blob. So we've just moved out from about 5 or 6 feet of water out to 12 feet of water. So we'll fish the whole water column and see if there's fish out here. See, fishing slowed down like 15 feet away from where I am, 5 to 6 feet of water. I just moved off 12 feet of water, and within a few minutes I'm seeing multiple fish. I just had a bite. Makes a big difference just shifting yourself around during the day to keep catching fish, because if you just sit in the one spot, you're gonna have to wait a long time without much action, because the fish may have been just transitioned off the cruising zone that you're sitting on from earlier in the morning. Sure, it may have been an amazing spot first thing in the morning, but midday, it might just be that they're just sitting quite a little bit off, and sometimes moving just a little bit deeper from where you're fishing can really be beneficial for those few slow hours during the day if you're waiting for the evening bite. This big white jig might be a little bit too big for him, so I'm going to switch to a smaller tungsten jig. Especially midday, they get turned off a bit, and sometimes it helps just downsize a bit to tungsten jig or a small like 1/4 ounce or 1/16 ounce jig with some marabou on it or fly can really help when they're off. Always check your drag throughout the day, because as the temperature changes, your drag will change. When it's colder, drags are stiffer. As it warms up, the drag will loosen up. You don't want to be hook setting on a big fish with a really loose drag because the temperature warmed up, or you heated your tent up and now your drag is loose. So always give the drag a pull and grab it. Don't grab the rod, otherwise you break it. Just grab the line, and then what I do is I pull the rod away from the line. There we go. Oh, not that small. I thought it was little, guys. It's not that small. Oh. There he goes. There you go. Bye. Tungsten jig with some pink biscuit blob material on it. Baby panask. They grew about that big in 1 year from being a fry. Pretty good growth rates in here. There we go. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a good fish. Get rid of this. Oh, boy. That's on the dipstick. And a little tungsten jig, 7mm. Oh, yeah, that's a nice rainbow. There we go. Beautiful rainbow. Look at that one. Okay, come on out. Come on out. Come on, swim out. Pull out. There we go. Oh no. There he is. There he's gone. I just pulled it out of his mouth. You know, I don't really care. I think that one might have been just about the right size to keep. He could have been too long, but that's okay. We're gonna catch more. I love the way that one hit. Man, he just crushed this little tungsten jig. Gotta go try some of these other holes I drilled. Maybe the fish are over here. Oh, there we go. No bait on that one. There was a big one down there. I thought I got the big one. It was just the little guy. The rainbows are turning on. That sunlight is going behind the hill. Jigging JawJacker. I have a new CanFish CF1 2025. I'm trying to get it set up. It actually has a fish ID and it makes a high-pitched beep when a fish swims by on the screen, so it lets you know if you're not watching. So we have tried an olive blob, pink blob, black blob. Now I'm gonna try this tequila blob. It's like fluorescent pink, fluorescent green, chartreuse head. Let's give it a try. It's getting later in the day. It's almost 4 o'clock, and usually the bite really picks up around now, but there aren't any fish coming through where my underwater cameras are down. So I'm gonna have to grab my rod, grab my Markham, grab a couple rods, and carry you guys around for a bit until I start to find some fish, because I don't want to waste my time if I'm not marking any fish, because there should be lots of fish cruising right now. Let's go find some fish. There we go. Oh, what do we got? So those other bows are Penasks. This is a Fraser Valley, but he's a little guy. Well, beggars can't be choosers, so it's getting later. I'm gonna keep probably a limit of bows. Always people asking me for fish, so. Oh, there's one. Oh, there we go. They're getting pretty aggressive as the light dims here. There's one. They just come in and eat it. The only bigger fish I caught today, I lost in the hole because I was messing around. But that's okay. Oh, there's one. Oh, he touched it. Must be a brookie. There he is. Oh, come on, grab it. Oh, yeah, I got him. Well, that's a better fish. That's a bigger fish. Yeah, that's a bigger fish. Yes, got a good one here. Yes, that's a good fish. Ooh, nice bow. We're up to four keepers now. I love those little tungsten jigs. That's just a 7mm tungsten with, I put some olive marabou and crystal flash on it with a piece of mealworm. And they just love eating that. So really, you know, simple presentation. It's kind of small. It's quaint. It doesn't have a whole lot of action, and they just love eating it, especially these bug-eating rainbows. There's one. There we go. Little brook trout. That's a decent one. That's a decent one. That's a decent one. That's a good one. Oh, come on. Yeah. There we go. That's a nice one. Crazy now. There he comes. Oh. There we go. Oh, what's that? Little bow. Well, that's a good one. Little brookie. Such pretty colors on him. Back in the hole. Oh, there he is. Oh, that was a big hit. There we go. What did I get? Little one. Man, some of them little ones have such big attitudes. So many of them are so small. They stock so many in here. Fingerlings. Brook trout after rainbow after bow, as fast as you can get it down there. Oh, I got a good one. Oh yeah. Well, that's a good fish. Okay, that's a good one. That feels heavy. Oh yeah. Oh, that's heavy. Oh, ho, 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 ho. That is a heavy fish. Yes. We got a big one. Finally. Ooh. Yes, yes, yes. Big fish on the dipstick. The little 7mm tungsten jig. He's gonna be hard to get up here. Hard to get up here. We got him right up here. He jumped right out of the hole. Gorgeous Panask rainbow. We're gonna let him go on his way. There we go. Well, that's a decent one. You can see I got all this water on. Ice from the snow. Not much ice. Look at that. Beautiful Panask bows. There we go. Oh, that's another nice bow. Big one down there. This is without even bait, and not even putting bait on this little tungsten jig. Just, it's got some marabou on it, and they're chasing it. Okay, so we did really good today. Caught a lot of fish. Nothing that big, you know, maybe 19, 20 inches the biggest. So I hope you like that. If you like it, subscribe, hit the like button, comment below, share with a friend, and go catch a big one. God bless as always. See you guys later. It's time to back up and head off the lake.